Hey Insurance, this is Tony Cañas, and today I want to talk to you about glass balls versus rubber balls. I gave a talk yesterday to a group of young insurance professionals, which is titled How to Rock the First 5 Years. I'll include a link to the original version of the presentation. And a great question came up from a drowning work comp adjuster on how to avoid missing deadlines when she's buried under more work than she could possibly do. And this is not an uncommon problem, especially within claims, because my advice was never ever miss a deadline. If you're going to miss a deadline, let the right people know. Never ever miss a deadline. Give a heads up if you are going to miss it. So her answer makes a lot of sense. My answer basically was to over communicate both with the client and let them know that right now we are buried under COVID claims, in her case. So unfortunately, right now, the SLA is not what the SLA is supposed to be. Right now, things are slow. So make sure that the client understands. And I use the example of calling Delta. I'm Delta Diamond, and I expect an answer within 10 seconds, within 2 seconds when I call the bad phone. There are times that doesn't happen. In that case, when the phone gets answered, the machine tells me, hey, Tony, we recognize your phone number. We know it's you. We know you're Diamond. Right now, your wait is, 12 minutes. Do you want to hold, press 2 to hold or 3 to have us call you back in 12 minutes? So it manages my expectations, right? So I told her the answer is to over-communicate and also to keep telling her leadership anytime that they meet that you need more help. Keep telling the leadership claims are getting, there's more claims than I can reasonably handle in the right time frame. Clients are getting pissed off. We need help, right? Just keep that message coming because it might take some time for them to listen. Then towards the end of the conversation, my friend El Michelle was in the audience, and she commented with this really interesting idea of keeping in mind glass balls versus rubber balls. And I thought it was absolutely brilliant. If a ball's going to get dropped, do your best to make sure that it is a ball that'll just bounce back up as opposed to a ball that would fall and break. So it comes down to understanding which things are crucial, which things are urgent, and which things are okay if they're a little bit late, though they shouldn't, right? So in the case of claims, you probably want to get right on the stuff that is compliance-wise, right on the stuff that puts you where the law says you have to answer within a certain amount of time, and that puts you at risk of a bad faith lawsuit. That should get the answer first. Number 2, it's probably your boss. And number 3 is everything else. So, but basically prioritizing and really thinking on each thing. Is this a glass ball or is it a rubber ball? On each thing that might get dropped, on each thing that you just might not have time to do today, no matter how much you work, think, is this a glass ball or is this a rubber ball? I thought it was brilliant. And it really, it relates to at least 2 parts of my advice during that session. On understanding which balls are glass and which ones are rubber is crucial for your organization, not for the organization. It's crucial for your organizational system and your prioritization system, right? So in that session, I talk about how the way you're organized in college might not be organized enough to manage it, to manage your work at work, to manage your tasks at work. So I recommend, if you don't have a great organization system, to check out David Allen's Getting Things Done. And Getting Things Done teaches you the Eisenhower matrix and how to figure out how to handle things that are urgent, things that are important, things that are not urgent, things that are not important, and how to make sure everything gets done. And also, I talk about 80-20 and how to 80-20 your results. In order to 80-20, you have to know what is part of the 20, what is not part of the 20, what actually affects your results and what doesn't. So basically, both of those things, both your organizational system and your prioritization system and your 80-20, what am I actively not going to do, both of those benefit from understanding this concept of what is a glass ball, what is a rubber ball. So just something to think about, and I think something to ask yourself, especially on days or weeks where you are buried. Hopefully it's not every day, but on days or weeks that you are buried and not everything is going to get done. If you are to keep any sort of work-life balance and mental health, which is very, very important, then ask yourself what things on my to-do list for today are glass balls that will break if I don't get them done today, and which things are rubber balls that will bounce and it'll be okay if I don't get them done if I don't have time. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and I really recommend those 2 books, the 80-20 Principle, and before that, the first one you should read is David Allen, Getting Things Done. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this was helpful.